Hello friends, and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John, and this is Timberborn. Okay, we are on the second day of a 19-day drought. We have over 1,000 water in stock. We have a bunch of water in our various little sections, including our little pond down the bottom here. We're putting in a second water pump there so we can get at the slightly deeper section. We're in as good a position as we probably could be. We've got ourselves our little levee block over here. A couple of people have said there's a waste of resources going on because I don't need these corner blocks. Which is absolutely true. I don't, because the water is stopped by a diagonal. I just don't like the way it looks. That's my only justification. It's not much of one, but there you are. That's what it is. Yeah, so at the moment we're putting in these platforms down here. So that's eating up a few of our planks and logs, of which we have plenty. So, you know, there's not too much of an issue there. We are harvesting another load of soybeans over here. We are turning our soybeans into fermented soybeans. I mean, we get 20 at a time, but it takes a while. I've removed the planting order on this section here for the kohlrabis, and I'm going to wait until they're all harvested, and then I'm going to replace this with probably more soybeans, honestly. I am also going to... where are we? Just get rid of those last few there so we can extend the farming a little bit further. Yeah, that's basically where we are at the moment. There's nothing stopping us getting rid of a few more of these berries, because there are a lot of berry bushes up here, and we could conceivably use the space for more farming. But at the moment, I think we're going to be all right. We don't have enough beavers to fill the vacancies that we have at the moment. We do have... thank you, autosave. We do have 3 breeding pods active, so that will hopefully help us. We'll see. You are making soybeans, aren't you? Yes, you are making soybeans. Good. Had to just check that. We only have 1 beaver on there, so I'm going to pause our lumber mill for the moment to make sure that we're getting full power through to the fermenter. That should speed up the acquisition of food slightly. Yeah, so it looks like this is going to be drained pretty quickly. There's not a huge amount of water gets stored in here. It's only 1 tile deep. But hopefully we'll get a bit more out of here. Yeah. The next plan, I think, probably, we are waiting for our swimming pool to be built as well, but that will happen once this water pump is done. But we do want to come across here and start harvesting some of this scrap metal. Yeah. And opening up some more land. I mean, we do have space down here for farming if we want it, but again, this is going to drain pretty quickly. So we'll have to have a think about that. Okay, I will... oh, I'll tell you what I will do. I will plant up some soybean in the bit that's already been cleared, like so they can get on with that. Okay, and I will spin on. Okay, day 15, so we've got 2 weeks left of the drought. We've already run out of water in this little section here. This little section is draining reasonably quickly. This section is draining quite quickly. I've emptied some out into this section to keep this as hydrated as possible. We are going to lose this just through dehydration, I suspect. Water-wise, I mean, in terms of storage, we're okay. We do have this second water pump in. Our swimming pool is in, which is nice. Yeah, we're doing all right for the moment. I've planted this section up here with additional soybeans. That's what it is. We've already gone through all of the soybeans that we had in stock, and they are now fermented. As you can see, we've got 190 fermented soybeans in stock, so that's good. That should last us a couple of days. And we're getting through the cassavas that we have as well. I wonder if it's worth... Yeah, I'm going to turn on the oil press, and I'm going to add another beaver to the power wheel. That takes them out of the haulers, but that's okay. We're not hauling a great deal at the moment, so it's fine. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to do for the moment. How are we doing for planks and logs? Planks we could do with a few more of, but I'll leave it for the moment. I'll wait until we're topped up on canola oil before I switch that over. Alright, alright. Let's get ourselves some steps up here, shall we? And bring a path along. And honestly, we get a lumberjack out here to get rid of all of these dead trees, couldn't we? So let's do that and set up a cutting order just on all of these dead trees here. It won't be a lot of wood, but it will be a little bit, and it will clear that space for us. Okay, yeah, this is going to run out on the top level pretty quickly, and then that just leaves that little section there. We definitely want to be able to deepen this, so getting explosives would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yeah. What do we need for explosives? Scrap metal. Yep, we need metal blocks before we can build the explosives factory. We have plenty of spare beds at the moment. Kind of think another breeding pod or two might not be a bad idea. Let's just get the one. We can't build the advanced ones yet. We need treated planks and metal blocks for that. And we are nowhere near either of those. Okay, 176 berries. Let's turn one of these gatherer flags on as well. Now, is there anything we can really turn off? Not really. No, we're just going to have to take someone else out of there. I suppose I could turn that off, but not a lot of point. Right, let's turn an inventor on and take somebody else out of the hauler's post. That will do for now. We'll be able to turn this off shortly, so that will do. Okay. I will spin on for a few more days. Then I'll probably come back when there's about a week left, and we'll see what state we're in at that point. Okay, 8 days left of the drought. This section has just dried up. We have no more water to draw from. I have switched off the fluid dump here. We have 980 water in stock to last us 8 days. Yeah, maybe. Possibly. Don't know. We'll have to see about that. We're using probably 80 a day. Maybe a bit more. My maths is terrible, but I think that's about... I think they use about 2.2 a day. So, you know, we're using sort of 70-ish a day. I think. So we should get to the end of the drought with some water left. If my maths is right, it probably isn't. Food-wise, we're fine. We've got 473 food. We've got a few soybeans in stock. We are still harvesting some there, and that is still hydrated. Obviously, everything down here is going to die, if it isn't already. Yeah, the soybeans are already dead. Cassava's dead in 2.6 days. Kohlrabi's dead in 1.6. 8.2 days on the blueberries, so we might be lucky with those. Yeah, that's where we are. I have started putting in a medium tank for additional water once the water returns. We can start producing gears again. Other than that, there's not a lot we can really do, other than spin on and see how we do. What I'll probably want to do in the meantime, though, is I will come across here and pop in some steps down there, and we'll bring the path along like so. 250, we can't quite afford it yet. Alright, well that's fine. Still don't have any spare beavers, so we'll leave it at that. We've just got one in the science building, slowly building up science again. So as soon as we're at 250, I'll unlock the scrap flag, scavenger flag rather, and stick one of those over here. There we go, end of the drought. We still have 426 water left. I was way off with my estimate. I thought we might be pushing it, but no, we're absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. So, I've got these floodgates open already, so I'm going to turn this deep water pump on straight away. So as soon as water starts returning, we can start filling those up again. I will turn off our oil press, because we don't need that at the moment. I will turn on these water pumps again for the moment. And we're already running out of beavers that we can put into places. I do want to turn obviously our farmhouses will need to come back on. So might as well turn off our inventor at the moment. The only thing going there is our lumber mill, so we can take one out of the power wheel. Yeah, okay, so this one has started to draw water. That's good. That water will return reasonably quickly. It just needs to fill up that small section there, which shouldn't take too long. And then obviously filter through to all of this. I did put in additional breeding pods, so hopefully that should help us increase our population a little bit. Hopefully not too quickly. Yeah, I am going to turn on that gear workshop because we do need the gears as soon as that water comes back. Let me spin on until the water is flowing again. There we go. That's started to flow now. So that should spread all the way through here. Let's run it a little bit more quickly. There we go. The beavers can now start replacing the dead crops in the field there. That's good. Let's get those soybeans definitely need to start growing. Okay. Gear workshop is just about running. Just about. These guys are pumping. That's good. We have lost some of these blueberry bushes, but most of them look like they've survived. That's all right. We have plenty of blueberries in stock. Running a little bit low on fermented soybeans now. How long have we got? About 5 days before the next harvest is due there. And obviously these have literally just been planted, so we've got 8 days until we can harvest those. Our forester should be... Yeah, our forester is there busily replanting all of these. We have started collecting scrap metal over here. Yeah, we are making progress. I'm trying to think. So we got more clean water over there. Now, what could we do with that? See, my initial response is obviously just build a reservoir around it, but that's going to fill up with bad water. So I would need basically sluices, wouldn't I? So we could build a reservoir, put a wall in here with sluices at the bottom to let the fresh water through, and then use explosives to push that back again with sluices so that the bad water just runs off the map. Don't know. We'll have to think about that. Okay, how is our water doing? Okay, well, we're all the way down here. I should probably drop those a little bit, shouldn't I? And let's turn on the rest of our water pumps and get our water storage filled back up. Not a lot else I can turn off at the moment, really. Nope, just going to have to hope that we can get some younglings growing up. Alright. Okay, I will... What do we need? So, a smelter is 300 science. And power-wise... how much does it use power-wise? 200. I mean, arguably we could get it on this over here, couldn't we? Yeah. I mean, we can't do it yet because we don't have the parts for it. We don't have the gears. We do have the scrap metal for it, though, and the planks. So it's just those gears we're waiting for. How are you doing? You've got 2 additional gears. That's not good enough. You are running at full speed. Alright, well, hurry up. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to spin on. We are going to need loads more beavers. We've still got 8 spare beds, which is plenty. Do we want more well-being? What can we do for well-being? I could get showers out, couldn't I? Yeah, let's get some showers in down there. Hopefully that will cheer them up and encourage them to breed. Oh, they don't breed, do they? It's just the breeding pods. Oh, well, never mind. I was going to try and encourage them to breed by making them more happy, but that's a fool's errand. Let's bring this up a little bit. In fact, let's bring it up to about 8.85. So we've got a bit more stored up in there. In fact, we could probably bring it a bit higher than that, couldn't we? Or could we? Are we going to get flooding? We're going to get flooding. No, we're all right. We got some flooding. Other than that, we're fine. Good. Right. Yeah, I'm going to spin on. We're on day 2. Probably going to be a few days before the drought or bad tide arrives. Really want to get this finished before then. We're halfway there in terms of gears. I will put that on a priority, so as soon as the gears come in, they'll get used there, but that should happen anyway, frankly. Yeah, alright. I'll spin on for a couple of days. Okay, day 6, and we've got ourselves a bad tide warning. That's not too bad. We should be alright with that. We've got our other water storage in over here, so we've got a bit more water potentially that we can store. We only have 9 gears. Don't know that we'll produce 11 in the next couple of days. We'll produce what we can. If we've got enough, we might put in another water storage, but I don't think we will. I think we'll save those up for something else. We have a nice amount of scrap metal. Food-wise, not great, honestly. We do have a bunch of soybeans prepared to be fermented, so they are happening. We are collecting some berries. Other than that, we don't have a huge amount. No cassavas to speak of. We've got almost no time before they're harvestable, so that's good. Yeah, that's where we are, basically. Not really done a huge amount, just letting things kind of run. Trying to build up our population a little bit. We're getting there. We've got 4 vacancies, which again will be in our hauler's post over here. I've got rid of most of the dead bushes, so hopefully these will now be able to spread again. Didn't quite get to that one, it's just out of range. And I don't want to get rid of any healthy plants just to get to it. So we'll leave that for now. We'll probably eventually be able to reach it. And that's if we keep the berry bushes there in the future. Right. I'm going to take one out of the district centre and unpause one of these inventors. I think it's probably a good idea to get some more housing in. So let's do that now. There we go. And we don't have a lot of science, so we can't really unlock a great deal. We could get some shrubs in. Let's do that. Let's have one there and one there, and then we can have one there as well. So that'll be all of those houses covered by shrubs at least, which should give us a tiny boost to our well-being. Okay, what next? Honestly, just building up our supplies of food and water is probably our best bet right now. Cassavas are being harvested. That's good. Is it worth? Yeah, all right. Let's put in another fermenter, shall we? And I think we'll put it in like that, because that leaves us space to get up past it and put more industry up around here. Like our smelter, which we'll want to put in. Yeah, that's probably best, isn't it? Okay, we'll do that. Do we want another farmhouse? No, not at the moment. Not with so few beavers. I think another farmhouse might be useful, but right now we just don't have the beaver power for it. Okay, I will spin on to the start of the bad tide then. Hopefully it won't be massively long, and hopefully we'll have plenty of water stored up in our various... I was going to say reservoirs. Not really reservoirs, are they? The various stretches of river that we've dammed off. Well, we'll see, won't we? There we go, 5 days. That isn't going to be a problem at all. No, that we will barely notice that. That's fine. I'll pop another beaver, rather, in the power wheel there. We do have both of our fermenters on at the moment. We have 15 gears in store, so I'm building a medium tank down here. We've got 8 already down here, so we have plenty to make this storage tank. That's going to drain almost immediately, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. That should keep us going for 5 days. Yeah, we should be fine for this. This shouldn't be a problem. None of our crops should die. None of our trees should die, hopefully. These might get contaminated because of the spread, but we have water here, which will hopefully hold it back. We'll see, I guess. Yeah, we're doing all right for this. That's fine. We have 1 spare beaver, so I'm going to switch on this other inventor's hut. Try and build up a little bit of a stock of science over the next 5 days. We're not going to get much, but we might get some. Because we do want to move towards getting this smelter. 300 science. We probably won't make that in 5 days. But we'll get as close as we can. Okay, I'll just speed through this one, I think. I don't think there's any reason to keep coming back. No, we should be fine. I'm not going to build anything else, I don't think. If I do build anything else, I'll come back and we'll talk about it. But other than that, we're just going to speed on until we've got that 300 science. Well, it looks like that contamination does spread out into our tree growing area. That's not ideal. There we go. The bad tide is over. We'll wait a few minutes for this to clear. We can open up these two. We'll open up the gear workshop as well. We've got 248 science, so we didn't quite make it. We'll shut down one of these inventors. Over here, I have stripped out the dams, and I'm replacing them with floodgates. Once this one's built, I'll tear out this platform and pop in a second floodgate there. Like so. So get rid of you. And we'll pop in a second floodgate there. This will just allow us to store a tiny bit more water in this section. And it will be a tiny little bit, but it will be something. Okay, looks like the water has cleared up, so we'll drop these and we'll close those. Yeah, we've got a little bit of contamination coming through, but it's fine. It'll be more than diluted enough. There we go. We'll unpause that as well, start getting a bit more water in. We did absolutely fine, obviously. 5 days is virtually nothing, so no worries there. Yeah, I mean, as I say, this drained almost immediately. This was 1 day and it was gone. So there's not a lot of use in that, other than to top up our supplies a little bit. Obviously, this lasted a bit longer, but we do definitely want to come down and enlarge this at some point. How are we doing for logs? 200 logs. Yeah, all right, all right. Let's do that then. Let's yeah, bring that up like that and across like so. That'll give us a bit more space in there. We're not going to be able to get to that, are we? There we go. Now we can. I'll bring the path down there. So sorry for people who don't like the diagonals, but I need that in there to be able to get to the... I could put a double platform in there, I suppose, which would reduce the number of resources. Let's do that. Let's get these out of the way. And we'll pop in a double platform. There we are. And then we'll demolish those. So we'll get a little bit more water in this section here. What are you set at? 1.8, that's fine. You can be turned back on. And I might as well turn you back on in preparation. Drops us to 2 down. That's fine. I was going to say, well, what do we want to turn off so that we can get our lumber mill back on? But I think we'll be all right. Okay, a bit more flooding than we would normally get, but that's kind of to be expected. Hopefully that won't spread too far, he says, as it spreads massively. All right. 0.75, that should be acceptable, because that's about the same as the dams that were there previously. There we go. It's finally receded. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's all fine. Everything is running as we should hope it to. Still waiting for the 300 science. I will spin on. We'll probably get the drought or bad tide warning again in the next few days. That's fine. We've got plenty of housing space. Yeah, I'm wondering, do we need... Oh, let's bring those up a little bit, shall we? There we go. Do we need more breeding pods? I mean, maybe. Maybe it wouldn't be a terrible idea. Let's go easy. We'll just get 1 in for the moment, but we'll set up for another 2 by putting the path in round there. Are you flooding again? You shouldn't be flooding. Right, day 4, we've now got the 300 science that we need to unlock the smelter. So we'll do that, and we'll pop it in like so. We've got all the resources we need for it, so that's no problem. And we'll probably have enough beavers at some point to run it. Probably. We probably want to do some storage as well. We've got scrap metal over here, but we'll probably want to set up more over here as well. So let's do that. Let's... How are we going to do this? Let's do that. Like so. How are we doing for everything else? Okay, we want some more logs, I believe. We have no cassavas currently, so let's pause that fermenter for a day or 2. Okay, we're getting enough power to run everything there. That's fine. Okay. Once that is built, we'll put some scrap metal there. We will also want to put some storage in for metal beams eventually. I think they take a while to produce, from what I recall. 2 hours to produce one. So yeah, we won't need storage for a few days at least. Okay. Nearly done down here. Just... What are we doing? Yeah, 2.5 more to go. We haven't had the warning yet, so we should get that done before the drought or bad tide hits, and we can demolish those and fill this section up. Yeah, alright, we're doing okay. 1.6 thousand water, so our storage is full. 470 odd food. Not quite as much as I'd like, but we could get more if we expanded our storage for fermented soybeans. Ideally, we'll have some cassavas to store as well shortly. And we'll be able to turn this other fermenter back on. Okay, I'll spin on till the start of the drought or bad tide. 1.5 days left till the drought arrives. We've completed this levee wall here, so we can demolish these levees and fill this little section up. There we go. Probably bring those up a little bit as well. There we go. And again, we don't really care if it floods down here because it's not going to affect us at all. But that will give us a little bit more water during the drought, which will be nice. Everything else is proceeding fine. We are still waiting for everything to be delivered to the smelter to be built. We're still waiting for these platforms to be built, but that's because they were focusing on getting that done, which I thought was more important. 13 days. We can cope with 13 days. That's not a problem at all. Okay, that's fine. So, our smelter over here, getting there. We need a couple more scrap metal, a couple more planks, which we have in stock, so it's not like we're waiting for them to be produced. We're just waiting for them to get there. We have 2 spare beavers currently. I've switched off our 3 water pumps and our gear factory up here. Everything's running down here. These... Yeah, this is going to empty pretty quickly. So I might as well just leave these on till that's empty and then switch those off. We've got the additional water in here, which should last us probably a couple more days, maybe. Yeah, everything's going well. I think we'll leave it there for this episode. We are getting towards some more advanced stuff. We're getting our smelter in, so we're going to be producing metal blocks soon enough. Beyond that, I think we're going to need to actually expand further. Maybe come out this way, put in another swimming pool, water dump arrangement to hydrate this land, and start producing more wood up here. Maybe set aside some pines to collect resin. Yeah, I think that's probably the best bet for the moment, at least. Mangroves would be useful, but there's not a huge amount of space to grow mangroves that will stay hydrated for long enough. So for the moment, I don't think we'll bother. I think we'll wait until we've got a bit more space to work with and maybe explosives as well, and actually set ourselves up a sunken area with a water dump with which to farm mangroves. That's probably, I think, the best thing to do. I think. But we will leave it there for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Please do give us a like and a subscribe if you've enjoyed it and you want to see more. Please check out the other videos on my channel. Please give us any comments down below, and please join us next time. Until then, I've been John. This has been Timberborn. Please do take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye-bye.